Grandpa Dave beat the ever-living shit out of me in fantasy this week.
Oh no! With his second overall pick, Jordan Addison, or what?
Yes.
No, he didn't.
He did. Grandpa Dave drafted Jordan Addison second overall.
I mean, it's really
working
not
out.
that bad of a pick.
We were laughing at him week 2, but now that Jefferson's gone, G Dave might have the last laugh.
The league went Jefferson 1, Addison 2.
Hawkinson 3.
Yeah.
Grandma Kathy took Hawkinson at 3.
Yeah.
No.
Tyler took KJ Osborne.
Grandpa's got an atrocious team. They started out so bad. The second JJ went out, Grandpa's popped the fuck off. He scored like 170 some points on me this week.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And maybe he just needed that. Jordan Addison doesn't have the year that he's having with JJ in the lineup.
And I honestly think that somehow Jordan figured out that someone trusted him to go second overall, and it really inspired Jordan Addison. So you have my grandpa to thank everyone for Jordan Addison's success.
He pick by pick, he sees the amount of people that took him at that pick. It's like 0 for pick 1, 1 for pick 2, and then 0 all the way to the 6th round.
Yep.
And then they're taking Jordan Addison.
Yeah, and so he did some research.
500,000.
He found this podcast, and he's like, "Oh my god, that's that one guy's grandpa that did that." And so now he listens to the podcast, and he's playing really well, all because of Grandpa Dave. So thanks, Grandpa.
Way to go, G Dave.
Shout out to you. Welcome back to the pod. First time we've done an intro in 3 to 4 episodes.
They piped that the wrong way.
I'll call the clubhouse. We'll book another 18 for tomorrow.
Okay, they cheated on that. They fluffed their balls.
Yeah, no better time for the breakfast ball than now.
Oh, it feels so good putting the music right there,
God,
Tyler.
what episode? 161?
Yeah, nailed it.
Hell
61
yeah, dude.
rum. Snow's flying, boys.
61.
8 more episodes till we peak.
Yeah,
Roger
we're done.
Maris.
Yeah.
One Roger Maris.
Yeah.
The true home run king.
I don't know what his actual number was, but he got 61 home runs. So.
I think he was number 7.
He was something like that.
Because I'm pretty sure they have his number retired at Jack Williams Stadium.
Okay, listen to this. Local guys.
You met Roger Maris?
No, he's dead. There's a Roger Maris museum in Fargo. And a couple years ago, someone broke into it and stole like his home run belts and a bunch of other shit.
In the mall?
In the mall. Someone broke into the mall and then broke into the Roger Maris exhibit and stole a bunch of shit. They solved it. So it was this same
Like
group,
recently?
within the last year.
Okay.
And it was unsolved for like 2 or 3 years. They figured out that it was this group of dudes that was just traveling around the country going to like small time museums like that. Cause this was just in a hallway in the mall.
Yeah.
Stealing shit and then melting it down and selling it. So like they would take the stuff that's gold, melt it down, and then sell it for pennies on the dollar that it would have been if they just sold the Roger Maris home run belt.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's kind of tough to sell a Roger Maris home run
Not on
belt
the
when it's a
black
one of
market.
one.
People steal Van Goghs and sell them.
That's true.
There's more than one Van Gogh.
There is only one Roger Maris home run belt.
Who is Roger Maris?
Are you shitting me, Trevor?
No.
No.
Holy fuck.
I'm not
dude.
a baseball guy.
It doesn't matter if you're a baseball
He
guy.
broke Babe Ruth's home run record. He's from Fargo, North Dakota.
No
Holy
idea.
shit. The movie 61, him, Mickey Mantle,
Nope.
Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer.
Hit 61 home runs in 1961.
Arguably still, you can make an argument that he still legitimately should have the home run title.
They call him, he's the legitimate home run king.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because-
he held the
most
American
steroids.
League record until Aaron Judge hit 61 last year.
Oh.
well, then he's tied. Him and Aaron Judge should be tied.
Yeah.
Because the other people that beat him, Bonds, McGuire, they were all on roids.
Oh, everybody is now.
Yeah, but Roger Maris sure wasn't. They were using shitty fucking wood bats made from fucking railroad ties.
Yeah, Roger Maris was probably half drunk with a cigarette in his hand in the dugout, and he was still mashing 61.
Yep.
Do you know who Tiger Woods is?
I heard of him before, yeah.
Do you know? Okay, let's just.
He has the hole-in-one record.
Yeah.
Do you know who John Daly is?
Yes, I know who that is.
All right, guys, gear up for this one. You ready? Buckle in. Do you
Okay.
know who Nicolas Cage is?
No, you told me this yesterday. I don't know who he is.
Are you shitting
Are you
me?
serious?
Dude, I don't watch movies.
Trevor!
He didn't. I'm listening to this conversation in the warehouse from my office yesterday.
Did you come
People
fucking
were-
sprinting out of your office to
Pretty
confront
much.
him?
Pretty much.
Good.
Pretty much. I mean,
National treasure.
Never seen it.
Oh my
never seen it.
God, dude.
he's never seen it.
Gone in
He's-
60 seconds.
He's never
No.
seen it. He doesn't.
They all freaked at me yesterday too. I don't watch movies.
Did you know Greg Norman has his own clothing line?
I did not know that.
Holy fuck, dude!
Trevor, I wear Greg Norman shit regularly.
It's a shark. It's the
They're like rainbow looking at
Ralph
shark.
Lauren is like a guy on a horse. You know what
Yeah.
Ralph Lauren is?
Yes.
Greg Norman is like the little shark as the icon.
Oh.
It's like
you still don't know what I'm talking
golf.
about.
Golf meets
No, but I
golf meets beach vibes is Greg Norman's whole brand.
Yeah.
It's
never
like
seen it.
it's
He
like
was
if Jimmy Buffett had a golf line.
Yeah.
Kind
Jimmy
of, yeah.
Buffett and Travis Matthew put their brains together.
Yeah. Actually, though. I mean, I honestly just want to keep going.
You're gonna find out a lot.
Fuck, dude. Who's another big name that he should know?
Brendan Fraser.
Come on, dude.
Oh.
He might be a little too young for
Yeah,
Brendan Fraser.
yeah.
No, dude. Think of all the movies that came out. I mean, Trevor, what? You're only a year younger than I am?
Yeah, I'm 23.
George of the Jungle.
But yeah, Jake,
Mummy.
you're oddly cultured for how old you are, though.
That's might be the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
Honestly.
Well, and also,
that might
but
be.
you spent a lot more time at a computer. Trevor spent a lot more time outside on the farm. That's the
Yeah.
thing. Trevor didn't. He was fucking milk. He was squeezing tits the whole
I
time.
was.
Pulling teats and not watching movies.
Yeah.
Correct.
I mean, I
Do you know-
still can't get over the fact
You
that
don't want to
know who-
ask. Trust.
Do you know who Charlotte is? And do you know about her web?
Yeah, I've heard of that
Okay,
one.
that's a farm movie. That makes sense.
Have you
Checks
ever
out.
watched? Have you ever watched Charlie Brown?
Oh, all the time.
Okay, good.
The Thanksgiving specials.
Yeah,
Top
yeah.
tier.
You as a kid, you have to be watching Charlie Brown.
Mhm.
Yeah. The Halloween one, too. Also, it's Halloween
Great
today.
pumpkin.
Yep.
Hey,
Yeah.
happy Halloween, everyone.
Well, Happy Halloween yesterday.
Yeah, because this comes out
Mhm.
Comes out Wednesday.
day after November.
Well,
1st.
we actually don't know if it comes out Wednesday or not. We'll see.
It did come out Wednesday, just late.
Okay, so here's the story behind last week. I get a text from my mom, and she goes, "Now my whole morning's thrown off. No podcast this morning. What happened? Are you guys done with it?" And I said, "No." I said, "No. What are you talking about?" And she goes, "Yeah, no, there's no podcast." So I look, and the podcast wasn't uploaded. And thanks to Jake, you threw my mom's whole morning routine off.
I feel terrible. I feel terrible.
This has happened before with your mom, and the podcast was up, and she just couldn't find it.
It wasn't up on Google Podcasts though.
Yeah, it was. It just Google Podcasts had an issue.
Because I looked, and then I looked on Spotify last. It just wasn't on Spotify.
No, last week it just wasn't up anywhere.
So shout out.
Shout out your mom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I wouldn't have known. We wouldn't have known until approximately like probably 3 hours later when I went to go check the numbers and it was not up. So shout out your mom.
So we'll get it up Wednesday, but it is Halloween today. The
Mhm.
snow's flying heavy.
We had like an ice storm last night. Did you hear the wind?
It was like a
I
whiteout
did.
when you're driving at like
Yeah.
4 o'clock.
I literally looked out my sliding glass door in my kitchen, and ice chunks were being ripped up from the grass in my neighborhood and blown across the street.
Holy shit!
It was intense. Well, because I live right on the outskirts of town, so the wind was coming from the west, and there was to the west of me is 30 miles of open plains.
Yeah,
So it just hits those plains, gets to our house, and then any resistance is just blows the shit up. Like my fucking window was just shaking.
that's the beautiful part about being in a rental. It's like this whole window could just shatter and just
I was
leave
genuinely.
planet Earth, and it wouldn't even matter.
I was thinking about like if this thing shatters, I'm gonna have to drive to fucking Fleet Farm tonight and get a piece of plywood and then just screw it into my rental's wall.
Yeah, or
Because
you.
there's
Yeah,
no other. I can't put plastic up. If it's breaking the glass, it's gonna rip the plastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was gonna say you could get a contractor bag with duct tape, but those contractor bags will rip pretty easily.
And it's like I don't even know if I have the facilities to put the plastic up with that kind of wind.
Fleet Farm's closed.
I
at
think
that
I
time,
would
too.
spaz. I'd break into the lumberyard probably, and then just leave like an IOU.
Here's
Yeah,
$20.
we do need 24
Yeah.
hour hardware stores though. I'm with you on that, Tyler.
Honestly,
Yeah,
shit
like
breaks
what-
down in the middle of the night.
What if your sump pump goes out in the middle of the night? Then what the fuck are you supposed to do?
Exactly.
Grab a bucket?
Where else are you
Yep.
supposed to get a new sump pump at?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's not
Installing
a bad idea.
sump pump in the middle of the night. Oh, so safe to say we're not playing any golf anytime soon.
No.
Well, okay, and here's the thing. Here's the weird part about this. Every year is different in its own way. There's usually a buffer. There's usually a buffer weekend between when the courses close and when it snows for the first time. Now, did the courses close last weekend? They did. Yeah,
we
So-
didn't get
Tuesday.
a buffer weekend.
So I golfed Friday, Saturday, Sunday last weekend. I had no time to do my yard work. And I'm like, oh, I got a buffer weekend. I got this next weekend. Nope, we didn't. 'cause
wrong.
It snowed.
Yeah, I had a memory show up from 10 days ago. I was outside at a playground with my children.
Yeah,
No jacket.
It was 60-some degrees last weekend.
Mhm.
I didn't get my buffer weekend. I didn't get my backyard mowed. So now I'm gonna have voles. I'm gonna have
Oof,
voles come
yeah.
springtime. I got fucking leaves all over underneath of the snow. So I'm gonna have soggy, moldy, wet leaves in the springtime. I just
mulch them bitches. It'll be good for it.
no, yeah, it'll be for sure to keep the moisture down. You know, a little layer of thatch.
Yeah.
But it's just like it completely threw off my entire fall.
Yep. Well, I think you'll be all right though.
I'm gonna be just fine. I also have a
They
kid.
give you something to do in the spring.
Yeah. Well, I also have a kid now, and I'd rather spend time with my kid than do yard work.
Also, he'll be the right age next spring. Be a good chore for him. Have him rake the whole yard
yeah.
at 2 years old.
Yikes.
Yeah, he won't even be
A
two
tiny
yet.
little rig.
Yeah.
He won't even be 2 yet.
The first thing it snowed, my 3-year-old's like, Dad, let's go shovel. I was like, fuck no. We're not gonna go shovel. He thinks it's a game. He got a weird kid shovel
Yeah.
last year for Christmas, and he just wants to shovel.
Yeah.
I'm like, this
That's
is
great.
sick. You keep that attitude up, but we're
You go
not gonna
shovel.
go do that.
I'll stay.
Yeah, you're like, hey, just hold off on that attitude for 5 years, but until then, get off my ass about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you hang around your mother too often. I'm not
You
gonna go
should just
shovel
go-
that.
You should just go pull up a chair, open the garage, and just pull up a chair while he shovels.
Yeah. I mean, nothing would get done with that kid. He's there'd be one corner of the shovel, and you'd take him 4 days to shovel my tiny ass driveway.
Well, you should just have him shovel because you live in the townhome, right? So you
Yep.
share a driveway
Yep.
essentially. Just have him shovel it into your
Yeah.
your attached neighbor's driveway.
Yeah. I've done that before where I'm like blowing snow and the wind is blowing. Doesn't matter which way I have the tube aimed. It just blows into their driveway. So I just try to do it as fast as possible so they don't come out and catch me.
I'll tell you this.
I
so
do shit like that a lot too.
So I live in a townhome too, but we don't share driveways. However, in between our garages is our front doors, right? And we share a walkway that goes up to our front doors. And yesterday I was shoveling my driveway. I got that done. And then I was like, well, I should probably shovel the walk anyways, because we have like an older lady who lives next door to us. And at some point of shoveling, you have to make the decision of how much do I like my neighbor and how much of their shit am I willing to shovel off. And yeah, I don't know. It's just, I don't know where you draw that line every time, but like I felt nice doing the walk, but it was just a light dusting. I was like, I don't know if I'm going to do her driveway today.
Oh, yeah.
You should have just done half of the sidewalk.
It's like you can
Should've
see
said-
where Jake gave up on his goodwill.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I gave you one little chunk of cement.
Well, I think there's a fine line. I think if it's like wet, heavy snow, then I'm only doing my portion. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna keep going down the sidewalk into my neighbors. But if it's like a super light, even if it's 6 inches of light snow, I'm just gonna bust through all that shit.
Yeah.
Dude, do you guys remember the story I told you from, I think it was either last winter or the winter before, about the guy that I had to help get unstuck
Yeah.
in the snowstorm
Yep.
3 separate times in the same morning?
Jeez.
He shoveled in front of my door and my walkway the rest of the winter, and I didn't know it was him.
Damn.
What?
And the only reason I found out it was him because I caught him doing it one morning.
Really?
Yep.
What time? What time was
it
he
was
out
like
there?
6:30. Like I opened the door to let the dog out, and he's on my front step shoveling. He's like, "Oh, hey, sorry, I've been doing this for a little bit." And I was like, "I've been wondering who the fuck's been doing this. Thank you."
You got to get a camera out.
And it's like, honestly, he didn't need to do it because with the snowblower, it takes me 2 pushes to do my whole front step.
Yeah.
But it was a nice gesture.
That is very, yeah.
very Midwestern. I pulled you out of the snow 3 times one day, and then he shoveled the rest of the winter.
Good on him.
Yeah, he didn't do the whole driveway, but it's understandable.
Yeah, it's like let's say like you borrowed him $5, so he in a tough time, so he's gonna give you back 20.
Yep. Very good analogy.
I like that. Here's what I've been up to in terms of just like you had said that you just do yours really quick and shoot it towards the neighbors. So
I only when the wind's whipping. I try not to do that.
okay, well, I'm trying to do what I'm about to tell you. So
God.
okay, so across the street from my house is actually there's houses across the street, but they're not facing the street. They're facing the other block. So it's like people's backyards, but there's also a fence right there with a sidewalk. So I have the most high-powered leaf blower you can about imagine. And I will just like the front portions of my yard, I'll just leaf blow. I'll just blow the leaves into the street along with my driveway. And this is damn near the entire tree basically falls into this spot. I'll blow all of those leaves onto the street, across the street, onto that curb.
That's great. That's a boulevard that they're not looking at.
For somebody else to take care of.
Hell yeah. It's on the other side of their fence. They don't give a fuck about that part of the yard.
But here's the thing. I will only do it when it's dark out. And I will be like, because I'll be standing in the middle of the street. Because it's like, I mean, it's probably like 40-yard line of leaves that I have to go back and forth, making sure I get all of them.
And you got to be careful because it's technically illegal to blow any sort of organic material into the street.
I know. But here's the thing. There was also a street sweeper last week that was picking up the leaves on the side of the street.
That was scooping them up and not just.
Yeah, they were like cleaning the street, but it was just sucking the leaves up. Because then the street sweeper stopped right next to a dump truck and like it was kind of like a grain cart, essentially like shooting the leaves down into the dump truck bucket.
Interesting.
Why aren't golf courses mowing with baggers in the fall? Are they?
That's a good. Do they ever mow with baggers?
I don't think so.
Why don't they?
I mean, it is better for the grass to eject, but not every single time. You should be bagging it every once in a while.
And it's better for it to eject because then you get the layer of thatch that keeps the moisture down towards the soil. Is that correct?
Yeah, and then if you have the right shit in your grass, then it becomes almost a fertilizer. Fertilizes itself.
Because
they say some of them do. They say it's an every once in a while thing. The golf courses do bag it up and then just dump it behind their utility barn or whatever.
Yeah, just because I've never been like, I golf in the morning a lot by myself. And I get stuck behind the mowers. I've never seen them bag before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you'd
Especially
think in the fall, you'd want to bag up all those leaves.
Because at that point there would be no leaf rule for a while until you get an abundance of leaves on the ground again. There's no leaf rule.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fuck,
Plus, though, keeps the voles at bay, which that's a huge. I mean, sucking all the trimmings up.
What did they do back in the day before all the mower technology for golf courses? Because golf was invented a long fucking time ago. Did they legit mow courses with those shitty oscillating push mowers?
I don't know. Can we look that up, Jake?
Yeah, I got you. I mean, I know that like in Scotland, they've had sheep and shit like that on courses.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you guys know about that course like 40 miles from here that it's in some guy's backyard, but he lets anybody play it.
I just heard of this the other day, and I don't know why we didn't. When did you guys didn't tell us about this sooner?
I didn't know about it until Jake told me.
Yeah,
I would love to go there.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. I mean, Tyler, you can explain it.
So essentially, it's this guy's in his backyard. He has like is it a 9-hole loop or is like
I think
it's something like that, where he just lets goats and sheep and shit roam it, so he doesn't have to maintain it, and people just show up and play
For free?
Yeah.
for free.
The other cool thing is that
40 miles from here?
It's like
it's in New York Mills. Is where
It's in
at.
Mills?
Yeah, it's in New York Mills.
Oh, I thought it was like Pelican.
It's right next to Frazee.
Yeah.
The
It's like 25 minutes, but
25 minutes from in
it's further than 40
Midwestern
miles if it's
country. That's
Mills,
right
but-
next to.
Yep, wherever. But the greens are raised up off the ground with a retaining wall around them, and then they all have a gate on them because otherwise the sheep will go up and eat the greens.
So if you're hitting GIRs or not, right?
Yeah, imagine how many times I'd duff a chip into the retaining wall.
Yeah, fucking.
Did a little flop?
Imagine getting an SIR off the tee, fucking sheep in regulation. It reminds me of PGA 2K20, 2K21, 2K23, where you can literally, if you hit an animal, like you can play courses that have animals or design a course that have animals, and if you hit one, they just die immediately.
And dramatically fall over.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could barely nick a moose in the butt cheek and it dies.
Yeah, it just dies.
PGA.
Yeah, great for a freezer though.
Those guys don't know anything about animals.
No.
Ryan, to answer your question though about how they were mowing golf courses back in the day, they were taking scythes, and however you want to say it. It's like a big, long
like the
blade,
devil
like think the
thing?
Grim Reaper.
Yeah, the thing, the Grim Reaper that looks like a fucking axe, but a curved.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a scythe, and you like hold it at your waist and you fucking swivel around left and right, and it cuts the grass right at And they say I don't know. This article just said that greens were the length of our fairways now.
Holy shit.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know how good you got to be with a scythe to get it that precise?
Yeah.
I don't feel like back then being a greenskeeper or like mowing fairways and shit, that wasn't really a retirement job like it is now.
No, that's
Things have gotten way
Yeah.
easier in the last 50, 60, 70 years.
Yeah.
So eventually where greenskeeping is going to go, it's going to be automated. They're going to, I mean, we already have Roombas for house.
Yep.
They're already, the Roomba for mowing lawns hasn't become mainstream yet, but I think it will
exists.
eventually. It exists. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. You can throw it in the back and I mean, your lines aren't going to be perfect.
I mean, they've already got the GPS technology in your cart, knowing how close you are to the green.
Well,
if they could just dial that in.
Farming is done basically with GPSs now.
Yeah.
Like you just get in your tractor and then it harvests for you or plows for you.
Yep. Well, and on top of that, it's like you never have to wait for the mower in the morning again.
No.
If you have this little like, let's just say it's it's like 5 feet in diameter, right?
Yep.
And it's just little rolling saucer that's just heading down fairways back and forth. And then it knows when it hits grass that's a little bit shorter, being the fringe, mows the fringe, and then it knows when it hits a little bit shorter grass, that being the green. And then it can mow. And also I'm sure it would have a rolling feature on it where it could just roll greens. Now, I mean, dude, this thing could even cut pins.
Yeah.
You have just like a little fucking like a blade saucer underneath that just like picks it up. I mean,
Well, I think
But to replace the other hole, I don't think it would be able to.
I mean, that's
Like
one
to-
job.
yeah.
Someone can do that
Yeah.
part.
yeah.
But like think about I don't know, I don't know how it works with liability reasons here, but you could just let it roll overnight and then wake up to your mowed course.
See, I was thinking about that, but when if there's a little bit of dew on the ground, I don't know what that would.
I mean,
I guess if it's
You can cut it wet.
thing's not going to weigh that much. It's not like it's gonna,
wet in the morning when they mow.
That's very true.
Yeah. How many mowers do
Touche.
they usually have out on a course like in the morning? Like probably two, 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just get 2, 3 of those suckers, let them buck overnight. Honestly, you probably don't even need 2 of them.
Yeah. I think you just let one rip and then maybe you have a person that's an overnight guy that sits and watches the tablet to make sure the mower doesn't die or run into the fucking water.
Yeah.
I was going to say even you just have a guy with like a remote control running it himself.
Yeah. Guy sitting in the clubhouse with one of them drone goggles on and and an iPad.
He's got VR goggles coming out of his little mowing Roomba so he can look at us and talk shit from the clubhouse.
Yeah. But even when it comes to picking up range balls, and I think we might have covered this a long time ago, but having like an R2D2 style type of device, if you will.
A vacuum.
A vacuum. Picking up range balls.
You just do a regular Roomba.
Yeah.
Just a big one.
Yeah. Fucking R2D2 style.
Yeah.
And hey, I'm not trying to take jobs away from people at golf courses, because when I retire one day, I hope to maybe get a part-time job at a golf course.
You can do the cups.
I'll cut the cups. I'll run the fucking remote control for the Roomba mower. But I do think that, I mean, if you think about it, with each course making approximately $10.5 million off range balls every year, I think a lot of courses are going to be going with the autonomous mowers and the autonomous range pickers.
The more we talk about this, the more it makes me think we've done this. And Jake has Googled it. I think they exist, guys.
Autonomous range
No,
finders?
mowers.
Mowers.
For the golf course. Look up like autonomous golf mowers. I think we've talked about this before.
I don't remember.
I don't think so.
Well, even if you have like a check-in kiosk, I know we've talked about the kiosk before. If there's a kiosk at a course, I mean, you take out the entire clubhouse essentially.
All right, we could be doing this segment again, Tyler. We could be. The first driverless fairway mower, 80% savings.
Was the link purple? Did you click it before?
No, it wasn't.
Okay, we're good then.
I think we're good. But you are right. There's this thing. It looks like you remember at high school the janitor after hours you get done with practice, you're heading out of the locker room and the guy's on that like little
the floor buffer,
yeah, little
bony
floor
thing?
street sweeper. Yeah, it looks exactly like that, except it's just got 2 mowers on the front.
Hell yeah.
I want to find a cost on this bad boy because I can't really find one. I'm sure you got to go through a dealer or something like that. But it's called the Turf Links.
I mean, Alibaba, you probably get one for $600-700.
Yeah, probably.
It probably ships for about $2,000, and the machine itself costs $600-700.
Before the podcast started, Jake and Ryan were talking about the Groundskeeper Revenge tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
So essentially what that is the groundskeeper puts the cups in fucked up places, leaves the rake on the greens, and then the players have to play through all of the stuff that the groundskeepers put out to fuck with the golfers. How does that work with an automated groundskeeper? Is it?
He's just zooming past in the fairway.
Yeah, I mean,
He's just trying to mow your ball over in the middle of the fairway. You gotta get to it.
Yeah, I think it's literally you against the bar. I think he's number one. He's playing bumper cars. He's trying to fucking hit your cart.
Or you.
He's trying to T-bone you going down number 5 fairway. And also he's going to run your ball over either with the mower or his wheels every single time.
Mm-hmm.
And imagine if you have a group of groundskeepers just sitting in like their little shop area watching all this on a drone and maneuvering this thing with a remote control.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's got to have some sort of horn functionality on it. They're just waiting for your backswing to hit the horn.
Yeah. I mean, I see a lot of these like apocalypse, AI sci-fi movies. I think that this is probably worst case scenario out of all of them that I've seen. This is probably the scariest of them all.
AI mowers coming for golfers.
Yeah. Someone should write that movie.
Yeah, I mean,
That is there's got to be a low budget movie out there for someone to write about a rogue mower.
I think it's there. You ever heard of Rubber? Some guy made a movie about a
fucking killer tire with psychic powers.
Yeah.
I've watched it.
what?
Yeah.
You never seen it?
It's like a shitty.
You don't know Rubber?
Dude, come on.
You've never seen Rubber, Trevor.
Fuck no.
No, it's legitimately about a tire that has psychic abilities and goes on a killing spree. So the tire will just roll up to someone, then their head will explode. It's pretty bad.
Do people
movie.
not?
How?
But that's the point. It's so shitty. It's good.
Yeah.
It's like, have you guys ever watched Kung Fury?
Yes, I have.
Fantastic.
Is this
movie.
Kung Fu spinoff? Kung Fu Panda spinoff?
It's like making fun of the old Kung Fu movies. But it's very, very shitty, but it's good shitty. It's like right up the line with Velocipaster.
right up the line with the silent.
See, Tyler's
Place.
loves shitty movies
Yes.
type of guy.
Yeah, he likes was it Silent Place or
A Quiet Place.
A Quiet Place?
Yeah, that's a great.
Fucking
There's a YBR episode 53.
Who's the actress?
The actress is Emily Blunt, and the actor is John Krasinski.
Oh, I'm thinking of what's the MGK movie? The one we
He's
talked-
it. He's that's Bird Box.
Bird Box. Yeah, I'm thinking
Bird Box is a cheap imitation.
Bird Box. They can't see. A Quiet Place. They can't talk. It's just like they're taking away one of the senses.
Yep.
It makes no sense.
Someone needs to do a spoof where like, if you taste something, you die.
So you guys think we've done this segment?
No,
Potentially, I don't know.
I haven't seen this Turf Links thing specifically. But yeah, and I also can't find a price on it. It's got to be dealer only or something like that.
Okay, here's a question. And I've been heavily considering doing this. Tell me if I'm right. Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if it's a good idea or not. So a lot of courses have the jug of grass seed and sand.
Mm-hmm.
So when you hit a divot, you pour a little sand seed over top, flatten it out, and that thing should be growing back in like, I don't know. I think it only takes a couple days.
I have no idea.
What if, if I were to slowly stock up on sand and seed and be able to just like manufacture my own green, because eventually I would like to get a plot of land where I could have like either a green or like a mini par three hole.
I mean,
manufacturing my own green with the sand seed.
aren't the greens different grass?
Well,
Yes.
it's fairway grass,
Yeah.
and I'm cool, and I'll chip off it all day. I'll putt on fairway grass. It doesn't matter, or I'll just keep it mowed down really short. But I don't know where you would get sand seed for a greens grass. Internet, yeah, but this is, I mean, in this case,
So are you
He
just
doesn't
gonna-
want to pay for it.
Yeah, I get it.
I also just want to see if it's possible, just to accumulate enough sand seed to where I can grow my own.
You're gonna have like a pail in your like cart, or what are you gonna do?
I don't know how that's gonna work out. The jug may just end up in the back of my pickup, but that's also stealing.
No,
and I wouldn't. I
think-
wouldn't do that.
I think you gotta go like. Have you guys seen Shawshank Redemption?
I was just about to say that. Yeah.
I have, but it's been a really long time.
Okay, essentially, a guy gets wrongly accused of a crime. He goes to prison and he tunnels his way through the wall, and he sneaks the wall out of his jail cell with like a rock hammer. He puts just a pocket full of rocks in his pocket every day, and then dumps it in the yard.
Okay.
You could steal a pocket full of seed sand every time,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
by the end of the season, you'll have at least a bucket,
Yeah.
which could get you far. I think.
Now it's like it's course to course. I'm kind of a nomad when it comes to course. I'm at a different course every weekend. It seems like. Is that sand seed going to be the same?
You could accidentally invent a new hybrid of grass.
Mm-hmm.
Just a combination of everything. It's kind of like getting all of the pops on the pop machine.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
What do they call that?
A lot of people call them suicides. I don't remember. That's it. That's what they call them. There's no getting around that.
I defer to.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. We
I
all
don't
know
know,
what we're
like-
talking about.
You get all the you mix them all together. Kind of like a
Ryan goes, Tyler, I don't want to flounder here. Why don't you flounder?
and that's it's not a joking matter by any means, but it's like a suicide seed essentially.
In college, did you guys ever like sneak in Tupperwares to like the cafeteria and steal food?
Yeah.
No, but we used to take bottles of Cholula hot sauce and then loaves of bread too.
Jesus.
Yeah.
The school we were going to, you guys, was fucking expensive. It was a private school.
Same.
So we had to do I mean it was like everyone fend for themselves.
That is. See, I went
You
to.
can get your hand on an extra English muffin to bring back to your dorm and just like savor the same English muffin for like 2 weeks.
Now I'm with Ryan here. Like I went to also a very expensive school to start.
Not to brag.
I ran out of fucking money in a year and a half. But the cafeteria there was fucking good. And
Yeah.
cafeteria food at school is not supposed to be good. It was there. And they would do a chicken strip night like every month. And their chicken strips fucked. So we would all bring in Tupperware and just sneak chicken because you weren't supposed to take food from the cafeteria. And so we would fill our Tupperware up with just as many chicken strips as possible and then eat on those the rest of the next 2 weeks. But you could do that at the golf course. Show up with Tupperware or boxes or something that'll fit in your golf bag and then just dump the sand in there at the end of your round.
Yeah. I mean, it's a very viable option.
I mean, it can't cost the course that much either. It's fucking sand and seed.
Yeah.
No.
You can buy a whole bag of grass seed for $40.
Also, I wonder how much it costs just to buy a bag of like green seed or like, whatever type of grass they're using on there.
We're really getting into the weeds here for something that's probably going to be
Bermuda.
inexpensive for you to go
seriously.
buy.
Yeah, it's probably
Yeah.
$60 for a
Yeah.
50-pound bag.
Right. And I can get it's all the same blend. I'm not fucking mixing courses together. But hey, it's like that person who went to Augusta. They brought back like a divot from an Augusta fairway and they just put it in a pot and literally like grew a pot of Augusta fairway grass by watering it and going about it that way. So that's also an option.
Fucking thing to steal, dude.
It's like, hey, I have every course in a 50-mile radius. Like I have a piece of every course right here on my own manufactured green.
I mean, that is kind of cool. It's more cool than just buying a ball at the clubhouse. If you stole a divot from every cool course you played in and then started your own little like greenhouse
Little nursery,
of
yeah.
grass. Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck, I don't mind that actually.
I mean, it's a lot more work. And especially if you're on a plane, like, where are you going to smuggle this divot?
Well, yeah. You
gonna
guys remember
die.
in like maybe middle school, elementary school, when we used to do that, like that seed project, where I think you'd put like some seeds in a bag with a wet paper towel, and they would start to sprout.
Yep.
There you go.
So wet paper towel, plastic bag in my golf bag. Hopefully the divot from Arizona survives in this northern climate.
Yeah. Well, if you're going international too, that's probably illegal to bring
Yeah.
something
It's gonna
like
be
that.
like eco. I don't know.
On your rap sheet,
Department
it'll
of
be
Department of
international grass smuggler, and it's
Yeah.
not marijuana.
Jesus.
Department of Ecosystems. Like you can't be bringing St. Andrews grass on this plane.
Yeah,
right now.
EPA would have a heart attack.
Yeah, that's invasive. That's how we get
Yeah.
invasive shit.
Yep.
People smuggle it over.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Well, break time.
Let's do it. All right, golf season's officially over. It's a fucking winter wasteland outside. Ice is flying around at 1,000 miles per hour. But we're going to try and find a silver lining. We are doing the top 3 things for each of us about golf season being over. This is a tough list to put together.
Do you think do you think they've ever closed down and then the weather got really nice and be like, fuck, we should open back up for
You
a
know
little
who-
bit longer?
Definitely has done that.
Who?
Leonard.
Yeah,
They're probably still.
sure
I mean,
they
they probably haven't closed down yet.
They might be. Maybe
Can
that's
you check tee times at Leonard Country Club? No, like actually see if there's tee times available. Like, let's say for this weekend.
that would be a great version of Groundskeepers Revenge Tournament. They just make you play in the fucking ice storm.
Yeah. What do we? Is there anything? They gotta be still open.
Not a chance.
I mean, they are the first open, last closed.
Every single year.
There's literally snow. It's frozen.
It doesn't matter.
Nah, it's fine. They
Don't
It'll
even
melt
got,
cut
off.
pins.
they got the greens tarped, so you just tarp it. You just putt on the the tarp, and
Yeah.
then there's a hole in it somewhere, and that's
Yeah.
the cup.
I can't find it. They're gonna make me make an account and
Well,
shit.
make it. No, I'm kidding.
Hurry up!
Yeah, Leonard. The odds are they're probably still open. The biggest thing about Leonard Country Club though is that their clubhouse is also kind of like a banquet hall,
Mhm.
so they can do. I mean, that's why they're killing it. Is they
Oh, yeah.
can do shit in there all year
Got
round.
weddings.
Also, I know we didn't shoot a single video out there this summer. I regret that.
No, we did.
We did.
Yeah, we did garage sale clubs.
that was last
That
summer.
was last summer.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, shouts to the little people at Leonard Country Club in Leonard, North Dakota. They're the best.
They
Super,
are.
super nice folks.
Good,
God, that's-
good folks.
If you're in the area, and I know it's the middle of winter, just go there for a drink and food. They got good food too.
The clubhouse is elite.
Mhm.
a lot
You
of
wanna-
wedding receptions going on down there.
Yeah, you want to talk about something in a community that brings the people together? It's a small town golf course, is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's the Leonard's version of their small town bar. I think Leonard is barely an incorporated town.
Yeah.
Maybe sub 100 people.
Potentially.
They have that one bar in downtown, and that's all I know.
downtown Leonard.
We'll call it Main Street. Yeah,
Actually, it's not even Main Street because they have train tracks running right down the middle of town.
that's true. That's
Yeah.
true. Best things about golf season being over. I mean, do you want me to start at number 1? Or
Leonard,
number
North
50?
Dakota's population in 2021 was 244.
Oh, not bad.
Bigger than I thought, to be
Yeah.
honest.
244, not bad at all.
It's big enough
Yeah.
to be
And I would say
incorporated.
240 of them are members at the club.
And I would say probably 240 of them live outside of the Leonard proper.
Probably.
They live within Leonard city limits in the country.
You could probably buy a house there for $30,000.
There's not many houses in town.
If one did go up for sale, I mean, you could probably open your wallet and be like, "Hey, I got $200.
Jesus.
Take it or leave it."
Down payment. Yes, the
yeah.
list.
Best things about golf season being over. There are tons.
Really? I struggled a little.
Well, okay, I did too. But my first one, best thing for me about golf season be over. Number 3 is mental clarity.
Yes. Yeah, that is good.
Like the summertime for us is it's a great time because we don't get much of it. So we take full advantage of nice weather and sunny early mornings and late nights. But when your fucking swing is constantly going through your head and that one shot that you wish you could have back is just going through your head, and then looking forward, like just wanting to get the next round done and hopefully you play good so you can just wipe that all out of your mind, is just looming on the horizon. That's all gone now. Because the simulator, like, let's face it, we'll all shoot scores that are fucking 5 to 10 strokes better on the simulator every single time.
Yeah, and that's
hit off the same
just
turf.
from the gimmies too, and then add the lies in.
100%. So unless you're shanking balls in the simulator, there's really nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
Mental clarity, it couldn't be better for me come end of golf season.
Yeah, that segues perfectly into my number 3. It's just I'm ready for the sim again. The sim, it's got its time and place, and it is the winter, and I do enjoy it. But same as regular golf, last year I got burnt out of the sim. I was sick of playing in the simulator, wanted to get outside, and now I'm ready for it to start again. So I think Sim League is a huge silver lining in the shit weather we have going on.
Well, see, I think people could be wondering too, like, God, what you guys got burnt out of golf season, and then you get burnt out of sim seasons. Like, why are you guys getting burnt out so much? Because we don't have that much time to do this stuff. So we literally go all in on it as hard as we can for 4 or 5 months, and then it's over. Of course, you're gonna get burnt out of something when you that's all you think about for 4 to 5 months.
Right, as we do it quite often.
Multiple times a week, shooting videos or casual rounds, or we don't even get that many casual rounds anymore, which is kind of a bummer, but it's part of what we do.
Yeah. I mean, we play a lot of fucking golf. So, I mean, and it's the same as anything. We're not professional golfers. It's not my one passion in life.
Yeah.
Like the people on the PGA Tour that don't get burnt out, even though they're playing every week of the year. That's not me. So I get burnt out from doing it too much.
I guarantee PGA players are getting burnt out.
I'm sure they are, but they're making millions of dollars. It makes it a hell of a lot easier to not get burnt out.
Yeah, that's very true.
Mine's gotta be delusion for my golf game now, just because. Yes, because you're like, I'm not hitting on grass. You know, like, wouldn't have happened if it was on grass. So, just like the no fucks given, because I'm like, so if in a sim doesn't matter, you know. So
you're saying you enjoy that you could be a little more risky, or are you saying you enjoy that like it doesn't matter how you play?
Both. It like doesn't matter how I play because it's a sim. It's not real golf outside, so I can just kind of.
True, and you also cheat on the sim. You do auto putts, fucking auto aligners, fucking
really
play from the tips.
I usually do.
You cheat?
Try to.
Really?
You're not cheating. You're not trying. But no, I do the auto finish because I don't want 10 foot. I don't want to putt.
Yeah.
I just say screw it, give me quick out here.
When you said that, like it was one of your very first episodes ever on this podcast. We gave you a lot of shit. Auto putt is nice.
Yep.
I'm here for it now.
Yeah.
And I'm at the point where I don't give a fuck, especially in non-league sort of rounds. It takes so much longer to do all the putts. Like I played with my sister on her birthday here in September. And we had auto putt completely on, and it was so nice for me to not have to teach her how putting works on the simulator.
I remember last year when we would get all the guys in the bunker to play one hole together. Like we would have 8 guys on the simulator, and then we'd all just play like par 3 chip and putt. Of course, made it so much more enjoyable when no one had to grab a putter and everyone could just go up there, stick it on the green, and that would just walk off, and that was it. Take one shot.
Well, it usually took me a couple to get
that's fair.
Yeah, those are kind of. It was like we were playing knockout.
Essentially,
lowest scores, just they were out, and that was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. I can't wait for that's the one thing that I'm really looking forward to about Sim Season is that it's the video gamer in my heart that I like, that you can make things ridiculous on the simulator, right? Like you can make things like, I don't know, you can play at 3 miles elevation, so your ball will fly 400 yards and stuff like that. Like that's the part of it that I enjoy, that I think is kind of fun.
Yeah, Trevor, I agree with you. It's a refreshing case of the fuck-its.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like you can just do whatever.
Yeah, none of it matters anyway.
It's also it's kind of a slippery slope though, because when you're shooting 77, 78, 76 in the sim, going into golf season, you're like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna be shooting 70s all season.
It's all about being self-aware.
100%,
like if you understand that you're not gonna repeat that in a real course, you're gonna be fine. But like there are people that are like, dude, fucking shot a 62 on the simulator the other day, man. I'm fucking ready.
Yeah, like I couldn't shoot a 78 at Chambers Bay if I went and actually played the course.
Yeah.
I could shoot it every single time on the simulator because I'm hitting off the same turf that I hit 1,000 balls off a week. You know,
Perfect lies.
Yes,
Yeah.
My sim scores are actually very similar to my actual scores.
which is insane. I don't know how that's even possible.
Dude, I've shot a 73 on Sanctuary on the simulator. I've never even sniffed 88 in real life. I mean,
Yeah, that's the best part about SimC. So okay, that leads into my next one is Sweet Shot season.
Oh yeah.
So I love hitting off turf, and I just seeing ball flight.
We got to get Ryan in the Arena Golf League.
Arena Golf League.
It's not a real thing, but like the Arena Football League,
That'd
we
be
need to get
phenomenal.
you in that version of the golf league.
it is a real thing. Tiger and Rory.
the TGL.
Yeah.
No, that's not. That's
just like
that's
Sims.
SimC.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then they have like an actual green and stuff like that
Yeah.
inside. So it's like
So
in an
you
arena,
hit the
right?
simulator and then you go and chip from where your ball would be.
Yep.
I mean, if I was
Interesting.
gonna make arena golf, it would probably look pretty similar to that.
Bubble golf
We,
is highly underrated.
we used to have a bubble in
We
Fargo.
still do.
mhm.
I drove by it the other day.
I thought that shit popped.
No, it's literally up.
That was the Metrodome. Chill.
No. This bubble did pop. This bubble did deflate though.
It did.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I see. I'm not crazy.
No. And it's over by my wife's work. So we're driving over there the other day. I'm like, there's a bubble.
So we got a new one, or they
deflated.
reinflated?
Yeah, they must have reinflated it.
Huh.
But and I asked her, I
Quick
said, "What do they?
patchwork. Yeah.
What do they do in there?" She goes, "I don't know. I think you can golf in there." What? When did this? I mean, when is this the thing?
So your wife's known about this for a while. Then she didn't.
Yeah,
say
she
anything?
drives by it every day going to work.
Oh,
That's tough.
that is
So-
a tough look. So
Yeah.
you guys want to go in there and hit some sweet stingers at the back wall and take some sick Instagram videos or what?
Yeah.
It'll be,
dude.
but just hitting at targets on the other
Yep.
side would be fun.
Yeah.
Because then
Yep.
you can play games with your buddy. It's almost like going to like a shooting range or something.
Those domes, they all have the exact same smell. I've been in a gazillion of them for, sports growing up and stuff like that. They all have the exact same smell, and I can't describe it, but
Yeah.
and it's burned into my brain for some reason.
But yeah, I'm a huge fan of Sweet Shot season.
Yep, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Except for like January, February when it's fucking really cold out. Then I'm
Yep.
like, eh.
I think what I'm excited for that, at least the Sweet Shot season, is I kind of want to go. I didn't go when it was negative 1,000. I want to go knock the ice off the nets.
That is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it, Trevor?
Yep.
See,
And it's like the nice little snowfall you hit it, you just see all of it fall down.
Yeah.
And then it blows in your face and you're like, oh shit.
It'd be great to play tic-tac-toe at off those nets. Because then you can like
Yep.
literally you're knocking snow off and that's the spot you're marking.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. My number 2 is golf trips. Dude, I know this segment is about golf being over, but you don't take golf trips when the season's in full swing. You do in the middle of winter, and it's so sweet. It's just that little like, you finish dinner and you're just like, oh, I just need something sweet now. I'm after. You have one little bite of something sweet. That's what it is for golf for me.
yeah, I usually have like 3 bowls of cereal in that instance.
Yeah. Well, if you have some self-control, just a bite of one little thing that's sweet. That's what a golf trip is for me in the middle of winter. We usually go on at least one for this podcast.
Yeah.
We didn't last year, the first time we ever did. But hopefully we get one this year. You're going to go on one with your buddies, I'm pretty sure. Are you not?
Yeah, I just gotta figure a date out.
I'll pick
'Cause we
one
got-
for you. Go January 8th through the 12th. There you go.
Because
Got
we
it.
got we got a teacher in the group. So we have a government electrician. We have a farmer.
He can go whenever he wants.
We have a farmer.
He can go now.
He ain't doing
whenever
shit
he
all
wants.
weekend.
And then we have a school teacher.
And a
And they get-
professional golf podcaster.
They
so-
get 2 personal. I think they get 2 PTO days a year,
Jesus.
or like a semester or something. So he's like, "Well, can we go this weekend? Because it's spring break week." I'm like, "Well, that doesn't work because I have a bachelor. I'm going to my brother's bachelor party that weekend." And it's like, well, so what do I just tell him like, "Nope, sorry, we can't go that weekend." Because I'm planning the trip, so I have the most pull in saying when it is.
Yeah, you absolutely do.
Yep.
Yeah. Because if you're going to be the one doing all the booking and the tea time grabbing.
It's 4
and all that
guys.
stuff-
Your vote's worth 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just start listing out weekends. Does this work for you guys? No, then different one. Just keep going different.
Yeah, you give them 3 options. If none of those options work, you get to pick the option.
Okay.
Yeah, if they can't agree on any of those 3, then it just comes down to you, and you just might have to find another guy. It sucks because the school teacher, I'm sure he's fun.
Yeah. Throw them a be there, be square. Maybe that works.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's good advice. I've never planned a golf trip before.
But yeah, that's my number 2. Trev, go.
My number 2 would probably be saving just money just from the courses.
True.
No tee times, no carts, no balls, no range balls. Just nice little hefty pockets now.
We should do that again. Last year we counted how much we spent on rounds. We should go through that next week.
Yeah.
On our 18 birdies.
round.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, my number 1 was watching my bank account increase again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You guys are right on it.
80, let's just say $70 to $80 a weekend, at least.
Well, don't you have a membership?
Well, I did, but I mean,
You did pay for that.
Yeah, I paid for it. Yeah.
Carts.
I paid for it.
If it's $80 a cart, I'm keeping the fucking cart.
Yeah.
$24 for half of a cart.
Unbelievable.
And then food, beer.
Yeah. I'm usually sneaking on leftovers, so I just bring my own food.
Your Tupperware.
Yeah,
chicken
you just
strips.
bring like that. Yeah.
I have chicken strips from college left over that I'm still eating.
I usually take my kids like his little toys that you can put in the microwave and heat up, so they're nice and warm. Put those in like a cooler, and then bring like some hot food with.
Yeah.
Nice.
A cup of soup.
Keep it warm. Yeah. Cup of soup.
Yeah. I'll say for mine, I'm actually, one thing that I really enjoy about the sim and specifically having it here is that like during the summer, one of the things that sucks about getting a tee time is sometimes like when you schedule a tee time 5 days in advance, there's so many other external factors of me wanting to golf that day or not, right? Like I can say, yes, I want to golf now, but 5 days in advance, who knows how I'm going to feel, right?
Yeah.
I might want to golf. Nice thing about having a sim is truly golfing whenever I want to.
Yeah.
Like when if I want to play golf that day, I will play golf. And
that's in our case. Like you still gotta get a tee time for most people that don't have a simulator in their office. And it is a fucking nightmare. It's worse getting a sim tee time in the winter at Golf Addiction here than it is like getting a tee time on a course here.
Yeah.
They're both terrible.
Yeah.
Well, then we have like 3 or 4 sim places
There's like
now.
5.
Yeah. Yep. So now we have Sweet Shots. We've got Golf Addiction. We've got Gimmies. We've got
Dogleg North.
Dogleg North. There's one in Moorhead now too.
Yeah, the clubhouse.
Clubhouse. Yep.
There's so many.
And now we have a golf dome too.
Yep.
Now we got fucking golf done. We got
Which apparently we always had.
We gotta get there ASAP.
But yeah, I agree with you 100%. But that's a kind of just our position.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I will say though, after the round I played last weekend, we went over to. Speaking of the round I played from the women's. We'll talk about that next week.
Oh,
Playing
yeah.
from the women's team.
Yeah, we did say Miles is going to be on this episode.
I don't know if he is, but if he's not, I'll break it down for you guys myself.
Yeah, in worst case scenario, we just save this segment for next week and put Miles in this week. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Here's some live editing for you guys. What the hell?
After the round I played last weekend, we went over to my buddy's house, who we had golf with, and he has he's got a little sim setup. And when I say little sim setup, it's like it's makeshift. He has a flight scope, he has a projector, and then he has like this horseshoe shaped net type deal with a canvas screen in front of it.
Like the hospital bed dividers.
Yeah, it's a lot more professional than that.
Right.
And these nets are like they're specifically for like garage golf simulators. I mean, he doesn't have tens of thousands of dollars sunk into this thing, maybe a couple G's. That simulator was the coolest thing that I've ever played on.
How so?
I think it was the allure of just like we were in his garage.
Yeah. It's actually in home.
Yes, we have the garage feeling. In front of the hitting mat was just like a piece of like more like plush carpet, and there's no putting. It was just all auto putts. So the plush carpet, when it hits the screen, it comes down. It's like it basically cancels out all the bouncing, all the noise of the golf ball. The canvas screen was perfect. the like makeshift net like on the sides in case you shanked one was phenomenal. So it makes me think, like I love seeing my bank account increase in the winter because golf season's over, but I may need to decrease it real quick. I may need to just makeshift something myself in my garage for the winter time. Because like what a vibe we had. There was 3 guys. It was the classic, hey, yeah, you gotta show me that golf simulator you got going. We were all in the house with our wives and the kids and whatever. And we went out there and we didn't go back in the house. 3 hours later, we had played 18 holes and we had hit a shit ton of golf balls. It was awesome.
That does sound sweet.
So you can Jake, you have to be at work to play. Or you have to come here to play. He can play whenever he wants.
Actually,
You can literally roll out of bed and be like, you know what, I feel like playing 18.
And I asked him, I said, Russ, how many rounds have you played this year? And he said, with the simulator, 80 to 90.
Jesus.
80 to 90 full rounds because he can just play whenever he wants.
That is sweet.
So
Yeah. All right. My number 1. The best thing about golf season being over is I do not have to listen to my annoying ass friends recap or lie to me about their rounds or like tell me how their swing is coming. I don't care. I never did. I know it's our jobs to tell people stories from our rounds. But when Joe Blow tells me about his double bogey he got because he had a fucking hitch in his swing on hole 4, I just don't care. And I don't have to pretend now for 6 months to care.
what about Sim Talk though?
Sim Talk is nowhere near it. It's always like, yeah, Trevor shanked one and hit the fucking locker deal and it bounced up, hit the projector. Like those are the stories we're getting on Sim or hole-in-ones. Yep. No one is telling me about their shot-by-shot hole on the simulator.
Over under hole-in-ones the Sim season.
I would put the line
over under 1.5.
Over.
I was gonna say over because I was gonna put the line at 2.5 and then hit the under. I think there will be 2 hole-in-ones this year.
You guys, we only have 1 hole-in-one on the simulator.
Not true. Jade's got 1 too.
Yep.
Oh, he does.
There was 2 total last year.
Okay. So the line is currently 1.5. The line is over under 1.5.
Yeah.
You guys are going over.
I'll take the over.
I'll take
I'll take the under. I'll take 1.
Okay.
I honestly might take 3 this year.
Really?
But I'm not. I wouldn't. Wow, head my bet. I can take the 1.5.
Yeah, for sure. So then when that sparks up again, when Joe Blow is telling you about his swing thoughts, whatever, when that talk sparks up again in the spring, do you kind of miss it a little bit?
No, I'll entertain it for about a month and then remember why I hate it. It's mostly, it's not necessarily how the round went. I just don't like hearing about other people's swings.
Well, and it doesn't, like what someone else is doing doesn't, it rarely translates over to what you're doing as
right.
As
The one thing too that I cannot stand is when someone tells me to overlap my grip. Like, I just can't fucking handle that, dude. It's the worst.
Instead of interlock?
Yeah, instead of interlocking it, dude, just the overlap. Oh my God.
Well, it's different when you tell a pro to do that and he does, and then he finishes number 2 in the Fortnite Championship.
He didn't do that.
Yeah.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, I was messaging with him. He's like, yeah, dude, I did went overlap. It's so much better.
God.
Actually, when I was hitting balls yesterday, I went interlock. I'm like, this just isn't for me anymore. I'm a new man. I'm moving on.
Unbelievable.
But if you guys want to know how to get rid of the shanks or get rid of like bad swing thoughts, I can tell you, I've been through a lot of it. I think next year is I'm over the hill this year after this year.
You're old?
Well, I've learned a lot when it comes to the game of golf.
Mm-hmm.
And next year, I don't think like little things aren't going to affect me as much because I remember the end of this year and how nice it was to just give less fucks and actually play better.
I would love for you to clip this and we'll run it back in May next year.
So that'll be my New Year's resolution. When we talk about New Year's resolutions for next year, that'll be one of them. So then we can just pull that back up.
Yeah. Trev, last one.
My last one's got to be just more free time on weekends to just like, for me especially, I love watching football. So on Sundays, I don't feel as bad just sitting inside watching football all day. And then even just like after work on Monday, Tuesday, just watching home basketball instead of like I should go golf. I should go play. You know.
I was gonna say I agree with you until football's over and then it's miserable.
Yep.
But you're a basketball guy, so that makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got both.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, that I can agree because you feel like you should be out golfing.
Mm-hmm. Like when
'Cause
you
you don't
asked
have
me
much
to
time.
play that one weekend, I was like, fuck. I was like, Sunday, like, I get up, I sit on my couch from noon to 10 watching every single game, checking fantasy.
Jeez.
I am a huge
You're lazy.
football nerd, and I just, but I was like, Vikings don't
You're
play,
lazy as
so I was like, I guess I can go. I am lazy as fuck. I'll admit it. It's my fucking weekend. I'm gonna enjoy my day off.
Sure. Yeah. Hey, you're your own man. You do whatever you want. Back to what you were saying, Tyler. The sim. Sorry, Trevor.
No, you're good.
But I have to bring this up. The sim is where swings are being changed. So I feel like there's a lot more swing change talk
Yeah, but usually
than
it's
during the regular golf season.
Yeah, I know you're thinking about one guy in specific right now. I'd say for most, it's not, though.
Sure.
Like, at least for my friend group, I don't hear shit about their swings during the winter ever.
I think
in the
it'll-
summer, that's all they fucking talk about.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say I think it happens mainly in the winter and specifically in this office because we have the ability to take 60 cuts whenever you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah.
Like, yeah.
You're right, though. The one person you are thinking of does talk about their swing the most during
When they try and
sim
push
season.
it on other people too, it's like,
Yeah.
stop that. I don't need that.
Nope.
And it's clearly not working for you. So why are you trying to sell me on it? I can see it's not working for you. Just quit trying to sell me on it. That's all I got.
Yep. Yeah.
Yikes.
All right, Trev, you lazy piece of shit. You're done with yours?
Yeah.
Jake, final one. Send us home on a strong note.
Guys ready for this one? I'm ready to finally get my clubs out of the back of my car.
Really?
Yeah.
That is a good one.
That's
Yeah.
a good one.
I'm ready to get them out of the.
It's
for
almost
6 months-
ceremonial.
Yeah, it is. For 6 months out of the year, my clubs stay in the back of my car, and now they're sitting right there, and they're not going to move from that position until May.
Yep.
No, they will because we're moving.
It's true. We
You're
are,
right.
we
Yeah,
are
you're
going to a new office.
Yeah.
We're
So
moving next Thursday.
be
Actually, yeah.
prepared for some weird podcast locations for the next couple weeks till we get our shit figured out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving locations.
Yeah, but my ceremonious bag move has happened already this year, and
Really?
yeah, it's over, man.
Yeah, you play
That's a good one.
taps
Yeah,
as you took them out of the back seat. It was a good season.
Yeah.
It was a long season. You did your job, clubs. I'm proud to be your owner. Till May. Fairly well. That's it.
Love you.
love you guys.
Love you.
Love you. What a great way to end the pod.
Yeah, that was phenomenal.
You piped that the wrong way.
I'll call the clubhouse. We'll book in another 18 for tomorrow.
Okay, they cheated on that. They fluffed their balls.
Yeah, no better time for the breakfast ball than now.